Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to Dori's Kitchen for another video. This one's exciting. Before I get started, from the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to tell everybody how very touched and moved I am by everybody's beautiful words and compliments and comments and very heartfelt messages to my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support and your continued effort into connecting with me through YouTube. It's just amazing. All over the world. It's just so exciting, and it just fills me up. Every time I look at my phone and I go through messages, I can just keep going and going, can't I? But anyway, today is Wednesday, February 19th, right? Yeah, 19th. Right now it's about almost 4:30 in the afternoon. I was gonna film a little bit earlier today with buttercream. I did make one batch, but I want to make another batch, so I'm gonna do that with you. I have all my ingredients on the counter over here. And also too, on my channel earlier today, I did upload a recipe card with ingredients that I use and also a picture of my counter with the ingredients. So we're going to get started in a few seconds, but what I did want to say, I was going to film earlier today, but then a friend of mine stopped by and haven't seen him in a while, and we just talked and hung out and had pizza, and it was great. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. So the buttercream that I'm making today is going to be used for a cake that I'm doing this weekend. My great granddaughter is turning 1 on Friday. Happy birthday, sweetheart. So I get to make her cake as well. This is my firstborn granddaughter, Ashley's daughter. And her name is Madeline, by the way. Madeline will be 1. To be able to do this cake for my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter is very touching to me. And I'm really excited. So the buttercream that I'm doing today is going to be used for her cake. So I am making this ahead of time because I have to work on Thursday. I have to work on Friday. So Friday night after I get home from work, that's when I'll be doing her cake. And then Saturday morning, I have to go and we have to get down to her party, and set things up. So it'll be a busy week, but I wanted to make this ahead of time. When you do a cake, you can make your buttercream ahead of time, a few days ahead or even a week ahead. And you can, if you're going to do a week ahead, you can put it in your refrigerator and then just bring it out like the day or 2 days before you're going to use it, so it can come to room temperature. And then you might have to beat it, mix it with a spatula just to get it moving again. Or you can put it in your mixer on a low speed just to stir it up to soften it. Because if you put it in your refrigerator, it will firm up. The butter and the shortening that you have in your frosting will firm up. So when you bring it out, you give it a good stir, it should be okay. Again, I told you before, I was a professional decorator. I am very good with buttercream decorating. I am not good at making buttercream. I'm getting there. Each batch I do gets better and better. It is a process. It takes a little time. But if it's something that you're willing to learn to do, willing to learn to know how to make, play with your ingredients, play with your extracts, play with your vegetable oil brands. If you change a brand name or you change an extract, it can make your frosting better, can make it worse, and things like that. So I'm going to show you what I use, and again, I change my ingredients too. So this isn't like a rock solid recipe. This is just things that I use right now, and it's pretty good, but I want to get better than pretty good. I want it to be phenomenal, but I'm getting there, and I'm actually enjoying we're learning about recipes and doing this stuff, so it's kind of fun. So maybe, just maybe, I'll get learning on doing cake mixes from scratch. That'd be interesting too. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer to the counter, so bear with me. I'm going to move my camera over. And I hope everybody's doing really well. And I hope you all have had a wonderful week. And again, I'm going to be sending a lot of blessings out to people that need them, okay? I am going to be looking in the camera, and I'm going to bring you down to make sure you can see all my ingredients here. All right. And I really don't know how long it's going to take, but we will start going and just see where we go from here. Again, if you have a KitchenAid mixer, please put your paddle. You don't want like a whisk thing. You want the paddle. So the paddle attachment is this. Okay? You want that on your bowl. So I'm going to put this on my bowl. Okay. And then I'm going to hold up this recipe card. And I'm going to just walk through this little bit with you. And I'm going to look in the camera to make sure you can see that. And I will try to hold it so you can kind of screenshot it. Buttercream frosting for one batch. Now, I believe it's like probably maybe, I don't know. I mean, I didn't weigh it out. I didn't, by certain cups or whatever. I just know when I make one batch of buttercream, one batch will ice up an 8-inch round 2-layer cake, give you a little bit frosting extra for decorating. So when I make frosting, I try to do 2 batches. That way I know I have more than what I need, okay? And for my great-granddaughter's birthday cake, I'm doing a 2-layer 12-inch round plus a smash cake for the baby. That's going to be a 6-inch round single layer. So I've got the baby cake and then the bigger cake to do. So I wanted to have enough frosting. So this is going to be a 1/2 cup of shortening. I use Crisco. You can use Crisco shortening, which is a vegetable shortening. You can use Sweet Tex shortening, which is a more expensive shortening. That's strictly for cakes and, for making buttercream. And there is also, Walmart has a great value high ratio shortening that you can use. Okay? But it's your preference. Again, you change your ingredients, it's going to change the flavor and the consistency. So it's just something that you play with. And then a 1/2 cup of salted butter. So I use 1 stick of butter and keep it soft at room temperature. And then a 1/2 cup of Crisco shortening is what I use. And then these two you put in the mixer together on low speed and you cream them together. So you do that first. Once they're creamed together, then you can add, what I do is I add a 1/2 teaspoon of clear vanilla and then a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. And the almond just gives it a nice flavor to the buttercream. And then I add pure cane. The powdered sugar must be pure cane. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion. Pure cane powdered sugar is not grainy. It's not gritty. And it mixes really, really well for buttercream. So that's important. In the wintertime, I don't really need to sift powdered sugar because, you know, the weather outside is pretty cool. But if it's spring, summer, and if it's, I don't know how long it's been sitting in a grocery store, I will sift my powdered sugar when I'm making buttercream, because sometimes heat will make it get lumps, you know, in your sugar. So, but I won't be sifting it today because it is the middle of winter here. Okay? And then you slowly add your powdered sugar to your mix, just little by little. And then you can also slowly add 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk or water, you know, a liquid. And then I also put in a 1/4 cup of corn syrup. Corn syrup also adds to the flavor, but corn syrup also adds to the smoothness of spreading your buttercream, and it also helps with like writing and making your flowers. Okay? Less for it to break up on you. All right, so there's that. Okay, so we're going to get started. So I'm going to get myself a knife. And again, I'm going to check in the camera to make sure you can see this. I'm going to lift you up just a little bit and get you a little bit in closer to this mixer. Turn that there. Okay. And then I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I just washed my hands because I was doing dishes. All right, so we're going to take this stick of butter and I'm just going to cut pieces of it and put it in that bowl. Again, this is salted butter. You can use unsalted butter, but the reason that I like using salted butter is the sweetness of the sugar and the salt in the butter kind of will take, the salt in the butter will kind of take a lot of that, like not a lot of the sweetness, but it will tone down that sweetness because you don't want it like super, super, super sweet, if that makes any sense. But again, it's like, you know, you just play, get the flavors that you want, you know, go with what, you know, opinions that people tell you as you know, if you want to do this for a business or friends and family, you know, stuff like that. It's just something you play with. So it's kind of fun, you know, mixing and doing this kind of stuff, playing with recipes. You know, my daughter, she's an amazing cook. She's always reading recipe books and stuff like that and doing things online and getting different ideas for meals. She's amazing. And I like to bake. I like to bake cookies and, you know, brownies. Now, cookie recipes, I'll look up cookie recipes and try new things for the holidays and stuff. I do that because that I think is fun. Or a pie, you know, looking up pie recipes. But I always like, you know, doing that for family, you know, for events that we have. All right, so there's my butter cut up. And I'm going to put this knife in the sink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of this Crisco shortening. So I'm going to get a spoon for that. Make sure you pack it down good so it's a good 1/2 cup. That down there. Just like packing it down really nice and good so it's nice and tight. This should do it. There we go. I'm going to get a plate out here so I can... Okay. Put my spoon on there. Cover this up. Get my spatula here. All right, I'm going to put this in the bowl. It's a half a cup. Okay, scrape that off here. Okay, put that down. All right, I'm going to raise this bowl up. The mixer will get a little noisy, so if you want to turn the volume down, you can. So I'm just going to put this on the very first notch on low speed, just to mix this up a little bit. Then I'll mix it for about 30 seconds, I'll stop it, and then I'll scrape the bowl on the sides and the bottom. Alright, I'm going to lower it down. And then I'm going to come in and just scrape the butter and the shortening off the beater and on to the sides here, down at the bottom. Okay, raise that back up again, scrape that off that beater here, and we'll do it again. I'll bring you in a little closer so you can kind of see. See how it's blending together in there. I'm going to turn it up a notch. Okay, I'll sit you back down. Alright, I'll lower this, scrape the bowl one more time. It's mixed up alright, pretty good. And then after this, I'm going to add some clear vanilla, a half a teaspoon, and then also a half a teaspoon of almond. And I'll show you what I'm using. Okay, again, this is the clear vanilla. This is Wilton, has an imitation clear vanilla extract. You can use regular vanilla, the brown vanilla, but if you use the brown, if you want a white buttercream, I would recommend using clear vanilla. But if you use brown, because it'll make your buttercream like towards like an ivory color, you know, it'll kind of like change the color of your buttercream. So I like starting with a pure white buttercream. So I use clear. Okay, and it's got a really good flavor to it. All right, so I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of this in. So this is, okay. Just do a half here. I think that was more close to a teaspoon. Yeah, that's okay. And then this is Lor-Ann. Well, like I showed you when I made cookies, I used a butter emulsion. This is almond. So this is from a company called Lor Ann, Lor-Ann. It's an almond bakery emulsion. Amazing scent and amazing flavor. This is a 4-ounce bottle. It'll last a long time, okay? but it brings out a wonderful flavor. All right, so what I do, I shake it up just a little bit. So we'll put like a half a teaspoon of this in there. Yeah, that'll be, so that don't come out too well, too fast. And we'll pour that in. Oh, that's so, it smells amazing. Okay. Now we're going to mix this up. Again, turn your volume down if it gets too noisy, okay? Okay, so I do that about 30 seconds, and I just put it up like one notch or two. You start at that very low speed, you know, and then just bring it up a notch or two just to blend it in pretty good. And then I'm going to just scrape the bowl again, get it up off the sides and the bottom. And that's mixed up pretty good. Okay. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, this is a whole bag. This is called C&H Premium Cane powdered sugar. This is a 32-ounce bag or a 2-pound bag. And if you're overseas and if you're in metric system, this is 907 grams. I hope that helps. If you can see that on the bottom there. So again, a 2-pound bag, okay? This is about 4.5 cups. I'll probably use the whole bag. The recipe says about 4 cups, but I end up, I'll put the whole thing in. I do have a little bit buttercream that was left over when I was doing roses the other day when we did, remember when I did Valentine cookies, I think was the last time I used it. And I've just had it in my refrigerator. So I'm just going to mix it in once we get this done. All right, I'm going to open this bag up. Now we are going to slowly add powdered sugar to this mix. Just slowly. We're not going to dump a whole bunch in at one time. I'm just going to do a little at a time and get this mixed up. We still have to add our milk. We're going to do that a tablespoon at a time. And I do have corn syrup to add as well. Okay? So we're going to start this just on low speed on the first notch. Check the camera to make sure you can see this. You can see it mixing. Just on low speed. Okay, I'm going to put you down. I actually got an idea. I'm going to try to raise you up. See how high you can go here. Oh, that's as tall as you're going to get. You're not going to get any higher. All right. And we're just going to add a little bit more powdered sugar. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of milk. Get that mixed up in there. It's coming together. Okay. Then we're going to do another tablespoon of milk. Alright, and then I'm going to scrape it again. And then after this, I'm going to add the corn syrup. And I will slowly add the rest of the powdered sugar. And I probably will add, you know, again, it depends on, you know, the elevation you're in, the temperature outside, the temperature of your home or the bakery or your setting you're in trying to make this. You can use less liquid or you can use more. It all depends. You know, it varies on your ingredients and everything. So that's why I recommend adding a tablespoon of liquid at a time. Let it mix. See where your consistency is. You know, because if you go too thin, if you add too much, you know, you're gonna have a thinner frosting. And then if you want to make roses, you know, or flowers that are going to stand up or borders, that might not work. So it's best to start with a thicker buttercream, and then you can add your liquid a tablespoon at a time to thin it down. You know, that's what I would recommend. All right, so we're going to add some corn syrup now. So that what I do is just under a half a cup. So this is what I use. This is called Karo, K-A-R-O. It's a light corn syrup. It's clear. This is a 16-ounce bottle, or 1 pint. And also it says 473 milliliters. Okay. So I'm just going to use like, just under a fourth of a cup. So just like that. So it's like, I don't know, a little over half full. And then I add that in there. I'll scrape that out. This helps with the flavor as well. Okay. And we will mix that up. And then I'm going to start adding the rest of the powdered sugar a little at a time. It's coming together. Yeah, we'll have to scrape that beater again. I think it's all stuck right on that beater, isn't it? Oh, I have to start. I'm going to speed it up a little bit more, so it gets to the sides and get that sugar off the sides. Get that off of there. Hope you're enjoying this. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to move it up a couple notches here. Okay. Scrape it. Yeah, you do a lot of scraping. You just want to make sure that your butter and all your extracts and, you know, everything's blended in really good. Make a better buttercream if you do it. It takes, you know, this is a long process. It's not, you know, not real fast and simple. So, and little by little, I'm getting better at it. All right, we're going to add some more sugar. Tablespoon more liquid. And go more sugar. Just dump the rest of the bag in there. Okay, we're going to speed it up just a little bit, like another 2 notches. That sugar mixed in there pretty good. It's starting to come together. It's okay if it starts going around like that. It'll come together. Just let it mix in. Okay, we're going to do another spoon of liquid. Scrape that down. I'm going to add the rest of my buttercream that I have, that leftover stuff in here too. Getting stuck in there. Well, it's coming together pretty good. Because once I add this other buttercream that I had left over from the other day and mix that in, that'll help bind it some more too. All right. Now open up. I have a little bowl back here. All right. I'm going to put this in here. I like this mixer, this KitchenAid mixer, because this actually can make a double batch of buttercream at one time. But, you know, I don't want to, like, hurt my mixer either, so I try to just do a batch at a time. But it will do 2 batches. It will do 2 cake mixes in here. You can do 2 cake mixes and double up your, your eggs and double up your water and your oil and everything. It will do that. So I do like this, bigger bowl. Almost got it all. Wants to stick to my spatula. Hard scraping this stuff. Need muscle. Okay. A little bit more down there. Actually, powdered sugar. I'm doing better because a couple weeks ago I made 2 batches and I got powdered sugar all over my counter. Today I didn't. Not too much. I got a little bit. Oh, yeah, like coming off the bowl here. Trying to get this in there. This leftover buttercream. There we go. I think I'm good. All right, we'll raise that back up. Mix that in. All right. we go. It's starting to come together. And we'll stop it. One thing you don't want to do is over mix it. I mean, because of air. You don't want a lot of air bubbles in your buttercream. If you over mix it, that can happen. So again, it's just you have to play and see what works for you. There's no easy way of doing this. Go online. There's so many different people showing you how to make different types of buttercream. And it's no easy task, I'll tell you. Some people use less ingredients, you know. But these are the ingredients that I like to use. So this is what I stick with. And if I can find an easier way, but I don't know, they always say good things come to those that have patience, right? So, and this comes out pretty good in the end. All right, here we go. We're going to speed it up to medium speed. Do this for about a minute. Pull this down so I can feel it. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Let me take this beater bar out of here, okay? I just want to show you something. Bring that down. All right, I've got to scrape this off here. Let me bring this bowl out. All right, let me see if you can see this. Okay, I'm going to bring that closer to the camera. I think you can kind of see this. Okay, I'm going to take my spatula. I'm going to go in here and just clean this beater bar off of here, or this paddle. And it is at a stiff, medium to stiff. It's more of a stiff. Now, when I do colors, you know, or if I start to ice it, I have to make this pink. You know, I'm going to ice her cake in a soft pink. So once I do that and I add color to, you know, a good size bowl of it on Friday, if it's too stiff, then I'll add a little bit more milk to it and I'll mix it up again. All right, just hold on 1 second. I'm going to get this over to the sink. All right. paper towel. Cake decorating is messy. Get that buttercream off my fingers. All right, this is what I want you to see. If you can kind of see how it forms peaks here. You know, this is kind of stiff. I could have gone thinner if I wanted to, but I don't. I can do a little bit more on Friday if I need to, okay? But that's what I wanted, so I'm going to take some out and kind of show you. You know, it doesn't even fall off. If you can kind of see that. But that's what I wanted. Okay? So this is like a stiff consistency. All right? But that's what you want. And you want it to be, you don't want a lot of air in there, okay? And you don't want to overmix it, because if you do, then you'll get a lot of air bubbles. But if you come through and cut it with your spatula like I'm doing, it will smooth out. So I'm going to take this. I actually have a bowl right behind me, a big bowl. And this, I don't even know where I got this from. This bowl holds 6 quarts. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that. It holds 6 quarts. 6 liters or up to 6 quarts in there. And that's my first batch. So I just want to add this to this. And this is what I'll store it in. And this will sit here. And I'll leave it at room temperature until Friday night. So I only got 2 days, so it'll be fine. And if I need to thin it down a little bit, I can add liquid. I can put it back in the mixer on Friday night, and I can, you know, soften it up some more and add a little bit more liquid if I choose to. You know, you can do different consistencies. If you want to stay this stiff for roses, you can. You know, if you want to keep some stiff for colors, you can do that. And if you're still with me, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed this. And depending on the elevation, depending on room temperature, depending on the air quality outside, you can add less liquid or more liquid. In the summertime, it gets real humid sometimes, so I would add less. Because you would want, you know, because butter and shortening, they start to soften, can start to melt when it gets really hot outside and humid. So you don't want it too thin of a consistency. Okay, but that's what it looks like. And I'll move this bowl and I'll bring the camera in just a little bit closer so you can kind of see that. But do you see? That's what I wanted. Okay. So that's my buttercream. All right, let me move you back here a little bit, and I'm gonna close this up and get a cover on it. You want to cover it right away. Don't let air get into it, because then it'll start to get crusty. You'll get a little crust on it, and I don't want that. So I do have a lid over here. I wish I could remember where I got this from. It's a nice bowl, and it has handles on it, and I like that I can see through it as well, you know. So that's really, really cool. So I'm gonna bring you over here by the sink. I'm gonna wash my hands, and bring you over here. Just hold on 1 second here. Wash my hands. I did, a few days ago, I took down all my Valentine decor. I had a hard time taking down my little village, or my little garden I had up on my bay window. That is so cute. With all those window clings. I really enjoyed doing that one. That was fun. But I brought my granddaughter's snowman candle back out here. And then I've got a couple videos that I want to do. I've been thinking. March 1st is right around the corner. So I'm so excited. It is still cold here. We had some bitter cold temperatures here. It got probably like, oh, I don't know, 25, 30 below with the wind chill. Couple of days here so far. It's going to start warming up tomorrow a little bit. Supposed to be up to 40 on Sunday. I am so looking forward to that weather. I can't wait for summer. Yeah, our winters here sometimes can be pretty long, but it hasn't been bad. But we've had a few cold snaps of that bitter cold. So let me put some water in here and some soap. Soak a little bit. There we go. That over. Okay. Dry my hands off here. All right, I'm going to turn you around. And we will say goodbye. All right. All right, here we are. Gotta clean my mess up. Okay. That's my buttercream recipe, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I am not a professional with recipes or making buttercream, but this works for me right now. I want to get better at it. So as time goes on and I make more cakes and I do more frosting, then it'll get better. Just like anything we keep trying and practicing at, right? So have a wonderful couple of days. I'm going to be doing my great-granddaughter's cake on Friday night. I will not be posting the video of decorating that cake until Saturday, maybe afternoon or Saturday evening. It all depends on my day down there. Because my granddaughter lives, well, probably almost an hour south of me. So, I have to go down and then, spend the day with family. I'm so excited because it's not too often that we all can come together. So it's pretty cool. But I'll be enjoying that. And then when I get home, I'll upload it. Okay? So either Saturday night or Sunday morning, you'll be seeing this video of her cake on Friday when I'm doing it. And then for sure Saturday, once my granddaughter and my grandson-in-law sees their baby's cake, I will post pictures on my YouTube channel. Okay? And then the video will get uploaded later than that. All right, so take care. You have a wonderful evening. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And God bless you all. And have a wonderful night, okay? We'll see you in a couple of days. All right, bye-bye.